What is going on, traders? Welcome back to a brand new video. Celestin Capital here. And in this video, we are going to talk about institutional imbalances and fair value gaps. Now, institutional imbalances slash fair value gaps are very, very important when it comes to trading. In conjunction with, psychological levels, support and resistance levels, mixing these two things in will leverage you in trading, will give you a leverage in trading. All right, because understand that imbalances are where unfilled orders lie, and price tends to attract, or imbalances tend to attract price in order to close out those orders. So you can see in this case, this imbalance got filled out, and this imbalance it didn't. But we can expect at some point in the future that this imbalance will get filled, this imbalance will get filled. Now, understand that there are imbalances on every single time frame. All right, that's why the market doesn't just go in one direction forever. All right, you can see price consolidates before it actually pushes to the upside or to the downside. Before it makes the direction that it wants to go to, you'll see price tend to hesitate. That's because it's filling in orders, filling in imbalances slash fair value gaps. Now, if we take a look at somewhere over here, like this beautiful example, you can see that price originally left an imbalance behind. All right, price originally left an imbalance behind. Now, let's first talk about what an imbalance, or how an imbalance looks in person, because it's easier to understand something when you can actually see it. Let me go back a little bit. There we go. Beautiful. All right. Imbalance. You can see right over here that this candle closed, this candle wick, and then there's a huge push to the downside. Like this candle has full volume, this candle is just full. This is a beautiful bearish candle. And then the candle right after it leaves a wick behind as well. Everything in between here is unfilled orders. Now, price tends to be attracted to areas like this just because there are orders that need to be closed out in order for price to continue in the direction that it wants to continue in. All right, so we have this candle right here. We have huge momentum to the downside. Sometimes it's not this big. All right, imbalances can be very small. Imbalances can be very big. It can be either way. But the point is that these are how imbalances look. You can see there is a candle here, and then there's a gap, and then there's another candle. Usually what you want to see is something like this. All right. So in this case, we have this candle. All right. You see the bottom of this candle. Then this candle was very nice, but this very next candle filled in that candle. So it tapped into this candle as well. So it went back up here and closed that candle out in a way. All right, that's how you can see it. You can see it from different perspectives, but I'm explaining it to you from my perspective. You can see that this candle left a wick here, volume push price to the downside, and then this candle came back up, filled that imbalance, and then it just continued to the downside. But in this case, the case that we're talking about over here, that didn't happen. You can see there's a huge push to the downside, and then this candle never came back to fill in this candle, to close out this candle. All right. So that means that there is an imbalance left behind. Excuse me, guys. I'm sick. All right. So you can see there's an imbalance left behind. And what usually happens is at some point, it doesn't have to be soon. It can be later. At some point, price will fill in the imbalance to close out orders. All right. Now, price doesn't always fill in the entire imbalance, which is fine with me because one of my setups has to do with imbalance. And I don't need price to fill in the entire imbalance. All I need is a wick into the imbalance. That tells me all I need to know. All right. But for the most part, price can fill in the entire imbalance pretty much as it did here. It left a little bit, but in this case, it filled it in. There's an imbalance left up here. Price never came back to. And there's an imbalance down here. So what I'm really trying to get you guys to do is to get you guys to see the imbalance. You can see, again, this candle right over here. Oh, I'm blocking it. I'm blocking it. You can see this candle right over here. Full volume, right? Full volume. And then this candle closed down here. It never came back up to close out that candle. All right, same case over here. Candle, wick. We had full volume. This is the low, and then this is the high right here. There's an imbalance between the low of the previous candle and the high of the next two candles. All right, 2 candles later, if that makes sense. So there's a gap in between these two. But in this case, this one got filled in. You can see this one got filled in nicely. And you can use these as points where price breaks down. So over here, you can see price tapped an imbalance. Price broke down. We're not going to get too deep into that because that has to do with one of my setups. But you can see price broke down. And look, boom, price continued to the downside. Then price came back up to fill in more of the imbalance. All right, and then price broke down, gave nice confirmation, and it's continuing to the downside. Now, if we were to drop to a lower time frame, you'll see that price actually breaks down. Hopefully, we can. All right, perfect. You can see there's imbalances on the 1 hour as well. So, as I said, imbalances are on all different time frames. This is the 4 hour we have an imbalance. This is the 1 hour we have an imbalance. On the 2 hour we had an imbalance, but on 2 hour it got filled. And you can see price start to break down and continue to the downside. All right. So let's find some more imbalances. Another imbalance right over here. Beautiful. And you can see price fills it in nicely. All right. Same thing is happening. It doesn't always happen, but that's what you can anticipate. All right. Price closed the imbalance and then started to break down. All right. Beautiful breakdown of price up here to continue to the downside. In this case, I don't think I got my setup, but you can see that price breaks down. If you study the candles carefully, you'll find some pattern in price that you can use as your setup and make yourself a profitable trader. All right. So that's the entire video. I know it's not that long. I don't want to overcomplicate anything. I want to simplify everything for you guys. All right. I don't want to get into the theory. You don't need to understand the theory in order to become a profitable trader. It could be good to understand it, but you don't need to. So this is the end of the video, guys. Hopefully this cleared a couple of things up for you guys. And if you guys have any questions, if you guys like the video, please let me know in the comments down below. I will see you guys in the next video.